Today I'm going to show you my 4 favorite accessories that I use with my DJI Osmo Action 4. Now your mileage might vary for some of these, but I truly believe that all 4 of these accessories have helped streamline my filming process and taken away a lot of the headaches that I've had in the past of using an action camera. First up is the Ulanzi metal cage. Now regardless of what type of combo you get with the Osmo Action 4, you're going to get the standard DJI plastic protective cage. But for me personally, I prefer the Ulanzi metal cage because it offers way more protection and is packed full of features. The cage itself is made completely out of aluminum and it makes it a little on the heavy side, but it definitely provides a premium feel. And I am absolutely confident that if you had your camera dropped or somebody knocked it over, that it's going to do a great job in protecting your camera. Now some of these third-party cages or cases are pretty difficult to get the camera in or out, but I actually found that this one is extremely easy. All you have to do is slide the little red tab forward, open the latch, slide your camera in, and close the latch. The camera feels really secure once it is in there, and I've tried quite a few tests to shake it loose, and luckily I haven't been successful yet. Another feature that makes this cage unique to me is that once you do get the camera installed inside the cage, you still have access to both the ports that are on either side of the camera. To access the port that has the SD card and the battery, just slide the little silver metal tab inward and open the latch. And then to access the port on the other side of the camera, it's just open on the cage, so you don't need to do anything special. You can just slide the port open and you'll have access to the USB-C port. On the bottom of the cage, it does have an extension of DJI's magnetic quick release system, which if you're familiar with is extremely useful and in my personal opinion, much more efficient and easier to use than screwing and unscrewing accessories like you have to do with GoPro. But to me, what makes this cage truly special is it has a lot of built-in adapters for the most common mounting options that you find with most accessories. On the bottom and side of the cage, you have 2 1/4-inch threads that I personally use to attach tripods and selfie sticks to. On the top, it has a cold shoe mount that I found especially helpful for external microphones or lights that I use with this action camera. And to me, the absolute coolest feature of the cage, it has a fold-out GoPro adapter, which if you're coming from the GoPro family and already have a lot of those mounts or accessories that are made for GoPro specifically, or you find a mount or accessory that you really like, but it doesn't have the magnetic quick release system that DJI utilizes, you'll still have the option with this cage to use those accessories. Next up, we have the Ulanzi quick release mounts. Now I've purchased quite a few of these mounts at this point, and I have them attached to all of my accessories and mounts that I use for my Action 4 camera. I have them on things like my windshield mount in the car, various tripods that I use, as well as my neck and chest mounts. They're extremely helpful for quick swaps between all my mounts and take advantage of DJI's magnetic mount and clip system, which as I mentioned earlier in the video, I find much better than the GoPro system. There are 2 versions of this metal adapter from Ulanzi, being the OA11 and the OA12. The OA12 has DJI's magnetic quick release and a 1/4-inch thread to attach all of your mounts, tripods, or other 1/4-inch threaded accessories, and the OA11 has those same features but takes it one step further with a dual folding base that has the GoPro fingers, so you can attach any GoPro mount or accessory to it. Now, other than the fold-out GoPro fingers on the OA11, the only other big difference between the two is that the OA11 is a little thicker because it does have those fold-out fingers and cost a couple bucks more. But if you don't mind spending a couple extra bucks or the extra bulkiness that comes with the OA11, I definitely recommend picking this one up because it does provide you with more versatility and options for attaching mounts and accessories. Next up is the Joby Bendy tripod. Now, whether you call this a bendy tripod, action tripod, or flexible tripod, I believe that this style of tripod is an absolute must-to-have in your kit if you're going to shoot with an action camera. I purchased a few different tripods like this in the past, and I found that the Joby Gorilla Pod has been the absolute best out of all of them. The build quality definitely surpasses any of the ones I've purchased separately or I've gotten included in some of those 50-in-1 accessory kits you can get off of Amazon. It's exceeded my expectations of being able to stay attached to various objects without me constantly fidgeting with it or worrying it's going to fall off mid-shot. And if you use one of these tripods before, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The build quality of this tripod is really rugged, and I believe that the little rubber linings that are around each of the adjustable pivot points really sets it apart. The feet at the bottom also have that rubber texture to it, and if you're going to film on a slippy surface, it's going to come in handy of not making your action camera slip around. Some other features it has are the bubble level, which helps set up precise and level shots without all the guesswork that comes with that process. And it even comes with 2 quick release clips, one being the standard GoPro mount and the other being a 1/4" 20 mount. Both of which I've attached Ulanzi quick release mounts to that I spoke about earlier in the video, and it's made hot swaps of the action camera between one mount or accessory to this tripod a much more pleasant and seamless process. Last but not least is the Ulanzi neck mount. This neck mount has become my favorite accessory that I have in my kit for my action camera, and if you're like me and you shoot a lot of point of view video, I think that this is a must-have, and to me a much better option than your typical chest or head mounts that most people use. Action cameras are pretty well known for capturing POV shots, and before I picked this neck mount up, I frequently used the head and chest mounts, but I found them extremely cumbersome and they were a pain to take on and off. Now to me, chest and head mounts aren't very comfortable for longer periods of time, and I think they draw a lot more attention when you have them on. The Ulanzi neck mount is a much more discreet option to capture POV shots without any of that long-term wearing fatigue, and without a doubt this has easily become my very favorite accessory, and I find myself wearing it just about any time we leave the house and I plan to shoot video that day. It is extremely comfortable, and it's often to the point where I forget I'm even wearing it, even with the camera attached. It's made of a soft silicone type material, and I think it combines the perfect amount of grip and adjustment without irritating your skin or creating pressure points on your neck or chest. I also love how flexible it is, and it's flexible to the point where you can shape it just about however you want it to sit on your neck and chest, and it's even flexible enough to where you could technically bend this in half and use it as some sort of base or mount to hold your action camera up. Unlike the chest and head mounts, it's really easy to take on and off. All you have to do is press the little red release button and slide one end of the neck mount off, and when you're ready to put it back on, just slide it back in until you hear a click. And I believe that your typical chest or head mount might still be a better option if you plan on running or doing some type of activity that has a lot of movement. But for general POV shots like walking or some type of POV video where you need both of your hands free, I think this is a much better option. Now, whether you just purchased a DJI Osmo Action 4 or you've had one for a while and you're looking for some new accessories or mounting options to add to your kit, these are the 4 that I highly recommend. If you're interested in purchasing any of these accessories or mounting options, I'll be sure to leave links down in the description below.